What is up? Trizzle here, tuning in. I wanted to do a quick little tutorial for Penta Laloon. This is actually my third account. My Town Hall 8.5 went to Town Hall 9 probably about a month ago. I've actually been making pretty steady progress. I've been able to get my dragons done, unlocked my hounds, got my queen level 5, which really isn't much, but I definitely was proud of getting the lightning done, and of course the loons done. Now, to the point of the video is the fact that you can use level 1 hounds to cherry pick and 3-star lots of max bases. So, just wanted to go through a few of those triples. Alright, guys, I've told a few people on the clan, and for the most part, the people that have been there for a while have benefited from, learning the raid objectives with Laloon. But not everybody knows it, so I definitely want to make sure everybody knows that number one thing, obviously, you always want to check the clan castle because a dragon or a bunch of wizards will ruin a Penta raid. Second thing is understanding. Well, I should preface by saying that Penta isn't a raid that you can use for every single base. Like most things Clash, you have to tailor your attack to the base. It's not really a one-size-fits all, especially with different changes with the meta and what have you. But with that being taken into consideration, we're assuming that these are bases that you're able to run Penta on them. Generally speaking, these are going to be bases where the expos are down, obviously. You're going to be looking for bases where the air defense and or queen is exposed and is snipeable with your heroes. And that's one thing I really wanted to get into. I know now with the advent of the skeleton spell, having that dark spell slot, you can make room for another poison. Usually I'll double poison the queen, and you'll actually see in some of these examples where I'll just drop a couple poisons on her head and just run my attack, and I'll just have the confidence in knowing that with the hounds, the pups, she will die at some point. So the point of it all is going to be to, number one, always start by checking the CC. Number two, always try to snipe an air defense. An air defense is definitely more important than the archer queen, unless it's like a max queen or something like that. But always want to do that if you can. Of course, if you're not able to do that, it's still possible to 3-star, but your chances, diminish as you aren't able to complete, any of these objectives. So, again, next thing you want to do is snipe either the air defense or the archer queen. And if that's not possible, the next thing you want to do is to attack into the archer queen. What I mean by that is that you're going to be releasing 2 hounds per air defense when you're doing your Lava Hound drops, followed by your line of loons. You always want to attack almost from behind the sweepers if possible. 2 hounds per air defense into the queen. Notice how I dropped the 2 poison spells right on the queen's head. Brought her rate of fire down to almost nothing. That allows basically the hounds to soak up the damage from the air defense. As soon as they pop, the pups, they just go to town and do work. Obviously, with expos being down, it allows me with just level 1 hounds to just wreck face on these bases. So to recap. 1, check CC. 2, snipe air defense. 3, snipe archer queen. 4, 2 hounds per air defense. 5, attack into the queen. And then 6, make a line of loons behind your hounds. You'll notice that when I do my deployment, I do surgical drops. But that's because I've been doing Laloon for years, and I'm just used to it. And that's the most efficient use of your loons. So until you get to the point where you're comfortable and you can do that, Don't stress out. Just do a nice wide line. Try to make a C and attack a flat side of the base. Once that's done, the goal is to drop your first two rage spells, generally centered over your first two, the two air defense that you're attacking, allowing your loons to kind of bring it, that line of loons to come in from behind the air defense and take out that line of defenses, and then ultimately the air defense. So you'll notice on this raid, chose the base well. I took out the archer queen, sniped the air defense, then I was on my way. 2 hounds per air defense. Here come the loons. 2 drop, 2 loons per. Nice and surgical. Here come the rage spells. You'll notice again you have to focus on the hounds and understand that the rage spells aren't really for the damage. It's really for the speed of the loons. So I try to blanket the base. I try to use those rage spells in a way where those loons, they're going to always be under that rage boost. Once you get your first 2 spells down, you're going to be waiting for the air defense to go down. And as soon as you see them go down and those hounds start to track, that's when you drop your second 2 spells, ASAP. Everyone knows that, backside troops is really the difference between an average attacker and elite attacker, because once the attack, the kill squad, the main portion of your attack starts to kind of peter out a little bit and lose strength, that's when the backside of the deployment comes in. So what you want to do with Penta is save your backside loons, which at least 3 or 4, and then when the hound tracks across the base, goes to the other side, that's when you drop on the remaining 1 or 2 loons on the backside. So that way the air defense will be shooting at your hounds, and then the loons will come in and then just finish up. So you're going to notice a rinse, wash, repeat, and that's really the strength of the raid objectives, is that once you is this the base? Yeah, once you've got them figured out, it's like taking candy from a baby. Obviously they did buff the loons, and there's a bunch more spell slots now, so I do concede that it's a lot easier. When I first was at Town Hall 9 with my main account, we didn't have all that extra luxury, so Penta was even used much less. But now you can kind of account for a lot of different aspects, whether it be the queen with skeleton spells and poison spells and things like that. So queen was down on this one, so I just went in, took advantage of it, took the air defense out. And then again, guys, 2 hounds per air defense, line of loons. One thing I didn't completely forgot to mention, when you're attacking into the queen, if you're not able to destroy the archer queen with your heroes and sniper, then what needs to take place is that your 5th hound, which is your CC hound, that max hound, that is actually for the queen, believe it or not. The technique that you'll be using is you're going to be dropping the CC hound in a way where, as it flies over her head, the archer queen, it's going to aggro her, and she's going to lock onto it. By her constantly locking onto the hounds, she's not going to take out your loons, and as soon as those the pups come out, from the hounds popping, they're going to be under rage, and the queen is going to melt. So that's the concept. It's like a queen pop, so to speak, but it just happens, so I don't want the video to run too long. I know after a while this stuff starts to get a bit repetitive, but I really feel that it was extremely important to get that stuff out there. I know we have a few 9s on the clan that are, just now getting to the point where, they're figuring this stuff out, and a lot of the things that you learn in this game, you tend to, follow your own path and your own journey, and you make your own mistakes and you learn things at your own pace. But I can tell you that a lot of the things that I've learned, I try to share, not just with the clan, but anybody that I encounter. If I was in global or something like that, talking with somebody and end up having a conversation, it just, I don't mind telling people the things that help me in my raid, and it's pretty much a cakewalk. Again, as you guys can see with the expos being down, level 1 hounds is more than enough to take out max town hall 9s. So just wanted to show you guys how to wreck face with some Lalo. Boom. Shout out to the original Penta crew. The way back when. This is back when Yelky and all those guys were still in the clan. We were running, era raids long before people knew how powerful they were. The power. Alright, I don't want to get into too much, but, obviously, as you guys can see from my attack log, I mean, 100%, 100%, 100%. I have some bases in there where I might not, triple, but I have a level 5 queen. So, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to get this video out there. I really feel it'll help some of you guys. Trizzle tuning out. Thank you guys for watching.